So the Cats, they went all in on two superstars, and they missed. They lost some veterans, they got some grit from other clubs, but as always, they were right at the top and at the end of the pointy end of the season. But if there's one thing we've learned about Geelong over the decades, if you think they're going to fail, they will always surprise you. The Cats aren't chasing noise, they're chasing something that matters, and that's flags. But the question remains, did the Cats get better or just stay elite? G'day legends, welcome back. I am Pommy and Oz. Please make sure you smash that like button and subscribe. We're well on our way to 10k and I can't thank you enough for all your support in this off-season. We're looking at the Cats, the definition of sustained success. Fresh off a grand final appearance, the Geelong will enter next season with again one of the strongest lists in the competition. But they're still looking for that final piece to get them over the line. They swung big, they stayed disciplined and walked away with one of the more underrated pickups in James Worpel. But while the footy world obsessed with what they didn't get, Geelong retained and refined a list that's already built to contend and will do in 2026. So let's start with the business that was done. James Worpel came in for free from Hawthorn Football Club, and amazingly, this club managed to trade a player they delisted in Patrick Reshko to Richmond. The Cats also farewelled some experience. Mitch Duncan, he brought down the curtain of a brilliant career. Cam Guthrie, he was delisted. Surprisingly, Tom Closey was delisted. And George Stevens and Caton Motify-Forbes have been moved on, but with that caveat, we'll redraft you as rookies. It's just a natural clean-up phase, balance some youth with some experience. And Worpel, I think his arrival matters. A bull at the contest, someone to help Tommy Atkins out, giving more delivery to Max Holmes and Bailey Smith. They can stay on the outside. He's functional. He's not flashy. And that's what Geelong's midfield enjoys probably above all. It's very industrious. It works well. Now, the story that everyone will talk about is them swinging for the fences, and that's none other than Charlie Curnow and Curnow Marshall. They reportedly offered 3 first-rounders for Carlton for Curnow. It was a bold play, but really, they were second-rounders, and they had a good hard go with a 19 and a future second for Marshall. Both clubs rebuffed them, both deals died without much song and dance, but that's classic Geelong. Ask the question, hold your ground, walk away with your integrity, more importantly, your draft hand intact. No desperation, no overpaying, just clarity. They know the list and they trust their system. So let's look at this system list. They've got 35 on the senior list, 2 on the rookie A. That will be more, that will be 4 if you commit to Forbes and Stevens, which they said they have done, and George Stevens might get picked up by someone else with a rookie B. That's 38. The list knows itself. Down back, you've got Tom Stewart, Sam Niconing, anchoring the more disciplined defences in the league. You've got Blitzarbs, the utility, doing the heavy lifting. Connor O'Sullivan and Lawson Humphreys add that pace and flexibility down back. You've got a star-studded midfield. Holmes, Smith, Atkins, now Worpel. And then you've got Jai Clark, Mitch Nevitt, all primed for bigger roles. And Cats, their transition game is one of the cleanest in the league. Then you look up forward, Jeremy Cameron, the Tyson Stengel, Ian Myers. And then you look at the development of Shannon Neal. They've got a really stable, really strong team. And if there's one vulnerability, and it's always the same, isn't it? Rhys Stanley, Toby Conway, Mark Blitzarb's been your main ruck. It doesn't look strong, but they always find a way. It's not new territory. They've got to the final with average ruckmen their entire time. So what happens next? Well, the Cats will head into the draft with 19, 40, 60, 78, 96, 99, and 114. They're expected to make 3 selections, you'd imagine. You'd imagine that they're going to try and look at a forward. They'll have a pinch hit at skill profiles. The group that they're monitoring is in a real good spot. One that really rings a bell here is Noah Hibbins-Hargraves, classy winger, half forward who can change a game in minutes. He really reminds me of a Mia's style creative forward. They might have a punt at someone like Jacob Farrow. Pairing him with Lawson Humphreys could be amazing. The other one that really looks out and looks and screams a Geelong pickup might be Aidan Sherbert. He would be that ruck forward that they like to play. He's got a bit of Rhys Stanley with a higher ceiling about him, and you could see that. The other one is Mitchell Marsh. Target, marking targets, strong, hard worker, works hard both ends of the ground. But also with Geelong, they're quite happy just to take players as face value. Harley Barker could be a real big one there. Probably the best wingman in the class. They don't need him straight away. So expect Geelong to really look at adding their players. They've also got some NGAs there. Ben Rongda is that halfback who really could be anything, real strong intercept. And they've got Jesse Mellor, who looks a proper good talent. So they've got some really good options for them. So how does the off-season affect their footy identity? Well, in short, it doesn't. Their 2025 was elite. I expect their 2026 to be incredibly elite as well. They were top 3 in uncontested marks, top 5 in inside 50 efficiency. Where they reinforced, they showed improvements in the stoppage contest and the midfield depth, and that will only get better with Worpel being targeted. That allows Holmes and Smith to stay out wide, out in space. Atkins has got his mate at the coalface, and then they can go bang once they absorb that pressure and clear paths for their runners. It's a small tweak, but it makes this Geelong midfield even more scary, and 1% of improvement means game over the rest of the competition. Geelong's success isn't built on big list swings. It's built on identity, culture, what it's about. Tom Stewart, Dangerfield, Blitzarbs, they lead by example. The real story is that next leadership wave that's under there. Holmes, Smith. The Cats continue to transition seamlessly between eras with smart pickups from elsewhere and middle-of-the-range picks that turn into superstars. The veterans retire, the kids step in. Standards stay the same. This is why missing out on big trades doesn't really shake them. They've created a culture and development where first option is important, not desperation. So, in short, yes, subtle, smart, still contenders. Geelong didn't need to overhaul, and they didn't. And they adjusted to what they did. They added an extra experience, they trusted their youth, they kept their flexibility intact. Worpel isn't a blockbuster name, but he's a perfect Chris Scott type player. Their draft position is strong for where they finished. Their list profile is very strong. The age might be on the other side, but then again, it always is. It's the best in the AFL. They may have landed the stars they wanted to chase, but they didn't need to. They are among the elite teams, and refinement is progress for them. So Cats fans, what do you think? Is this another masterclass of patience, precision? Or did you feel like it's a missed chance to bring it in? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like, subscribe button, check out the rest of this series. We're covering every club, every move, and using it as a preview towards the draft. Because sometimes staying the same is exactly what you're meant to do if you want to stay on top. Pom out.
Spent all my life holding all of it closely. I played it innocent, a feel of discontent. I'm finally facing it all, fearless.